everybody. Scott, how's it going?
Great, Bill. How are we doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm in a good mood today, Scott. I always love talking cruising with you, so I'm in a good mood.
That intro makes me miss our last cruise so much. I'm watching that intro like, man, I wish we could be back in Tampa right now, drinking that beer, waiting to get on the Margaritaville at sea.
That's no, you know what got me going was Elisa and in
Oh,
in
yeah.
Alaska.
I know.
That got me going. That got me wanting to go back to Alaska. I'm like, oh, I remember those days. I want to go back.
She had her Tracy Arm Fjord video
did.
today, and it made me think of the little small boat that I took and had the Glacierita. I was like, I want to be back on a cruise. I mean, I don't have that much longer, but I want to be back on a cruise right now.
I'm planning on doing that excursion the next time I go to Alaska in April. I have to do that excursion.
Oh, I thought you did it a couple times already, Bill.
No, I've never done that excursion.
That's a good one.
I want to get there. I want to see how close I can get to the glacier.
Oh yeah. We got like 50, 60 yards away because it was such a clear day. And I mean, I could almost reach out and touch it. I mean, not literally, but I can almost reach out and touch it. I mean, so amazing. So amazing.
Well, and this is going to lead all into our conversation today as far as, mistakes that people make and what they need to look for or what they don't look for. And I think this is going to be a good conversation for people that are brand new to cruising, for people that have been cruising for a while. I forget about a lot of things. And just coming on here talking to people makes me remember all the things that you have to do and get ready for a cruise. Yeah. I kind of do it like, subconsciously just automatically do it. Like last night, I just booked or I just logged in for my cruise in 2 weeks. Okay. So I just, downloaded all the information, downloaded my tags and my boarding pass for Carnival of Firenze.
Your online check-in you mean yesterday?
Online check. Thank you. I couldn't even think of online check-in. I did the online check-in, and so many people don't understand that, and they're different. And I realize it when I go on a different cruise line. With Carnival, it's like second nature, So these kind of conversations that we're about to have, this week or whenever we talk about it, I think it's good for everybody.
I really do too. I think like you touched on, Bill, these are things that oftentimes you and I kind of forget because between the both of us, we almost have, 100 cruises. And for you and I, like when we go and book a cruise or we go and do, an embarkation day, it's kind of like riding a bike for us. So a lot of times we forget and we get lost in the moment because we just know how to do it, right? But there's so many people out here now that are finding our show, that are finding both of our channels, that are newer cruisers and even seasoned cruisers too, right? That are like, wow, I've never thought about that, or wow, I never had taken that angle on cruising. And it really just kind of gets you to think outside the box. What we kind of talk about and the mistakes that we've made, because a lot of these things that we're going to share today are mistakes that you and I have both made that we are trying to prevent other cruisers from having to go through, and just, kind of listen to our story and not make those same mistakes.
It's funny. I did a Margaritaville, the Islander, as far as the obstructive view. I had a guy contact me today. Well, he did a couple of days ago. As far as the room, and he watched the video because we had a problem with the air conditioning.
Oh, yes.
And he's like, "Hey, did you ever get it to work again?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, it was only a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, but it did start working again." But it's like people are watching, whether you know it or not. People are watching, and it's good. It makes you feel good when you can help people and you have information that people can use. At least it does for me. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, 110%. And again, that's why I love doing this show, because it really opens people's eyes and cruisers' eyes of all spectrums to exactly some of the things that could happen when you're booking a cruise. So,
Scott, let me go ahead and start getting this chat going. And people, I'm going to try to go fast in the chat. If you have any questions, just feel free to pop it in there. Put question marks up there or put the word question by it. I'm just going to try to greet every one of you because we appreciate each and every one of you. But instead of spending a lot of time with the Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how's the weather up there? How's the weather down there? We're going to just try to go through this so we can get into the chat and get you guys, because we want to know what you guys think as far as your mistakes that you've made. Because it not only helps us, it helps everybody in here.
That's right. We like to think at 49 episodes now, we're kind of past the small talk.
Yeah. But we do it. We do appreciate each and every one of you.
We do.
So let's see. CruiseNuts was in here first. Hello, CruiseNut.
Hello, Mike.
Sweet Acres Koi Farm. Welcome in.
Hello.
Welcome in. Eddie Lugo Studios. Welcome in. Yo.
Hello, Eddie.
You got Controversial coming in there. You got Orange Cone Vlog. Welcome in, Ross. Hope you're feeling better. Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. Welcome in.
Jen.
Cruising family. Thanks, you guys, for being in here. We appreciate you.
Hello, Nick and Cheryl.
You got me. Crystal. Welcome in, Crystal. Appreciate you being in here. Shay's Adventures. Welcome in. Shay, appreciate you.
Hello, Shay.
Jennifer says, awesome intro. God, look at you getting new fans. She says, Jennifer says, the music gives me spooky vibes. It would be good. That would be good probably for the booze cruise.
I know Bill likes his jazz, so I tried to give him a little bit of a jazz. That was kind of like supposed to be the New Orleans jazz feel. So
I got the Sirius FM back in my car now. And first thing I did was went to the jazz station. I'm like, I miss it. Tanya, event yours. Welcome in. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, Tanya.
Marjorie, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Jennifer says, come with us to Alaska, Scott and Bill.
I am definitely working on it.
I'm not counting it out yet.
Me neither.
Prior, I had counted it out. I'm not 100% sure that I might not try to make it there. Najuma Brown, welcome in. Thanks for being a member. And anybody else if I didn't announce you as being a member, I appreciate you being a member. Najuma Brown, welcome in. Appreciate you.
Najuma.
Bill, are you still in San Francisco? Nah, that's old news. I gave up I was there for a day and a half. I went there to get some pizza and see fireworks.
And you didn't come and see me. And you were like,
it's coming, Scott. Scott, I actually, when I was out there, I did look at a flight to Phoenix. But it didn't look. I fly standby, and it didn't look good. So I wound up just coming back home. So, but I am going to make it out there one of these days. I'm going to make it out there. Everybody saying hi, hello, hey everybody. Destination Fun, driving and listening. Destination Fun, welcome in.
Hello, Captain Sherry, the real captain of YouTube.
Bone Tied Travelers, welcome in.
Please.
Event Yours has switched sides, and she's saying, hi, Scott and Bill. Appreciate you being in here, and to everybody in the chat. Gutters Pub, welcome in, Gutters. Awesome. Frankie Floyd, appreciate you being in here.
Yo, Frankie Floyd. How we doing?
Good. Funnelheads, welcome in, Funnelheads. Andrew, appreciate you being in here.
I believe they're live right after. Oh wait, what time is it? 4? Yeah, I think they're live right after us. They're 5,000 celebration.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, congratulations, by the way. If I didn't say it in one of your premieres, congratulations. When I grow up, I want to be like you guys.
I hope it's tonight, Funnelheads, because if it's tomorrow, we're live at the same time. I don't know.
Right. Scrolls Nest, Randy, welcome in. Randy, hope you're feeling well too. Gutter, Bone Tired. Denise, if I didn't say hello, Denise, welcome in. Bone Tired Travelers.
Hello, Cruise Bolero too. Cruise Bolero,
welcome in. William Gilbert, welcome in, my friend.
Hey, William Gilbert, how are you? We were actually we cruised together, him, Richard, myself, and his wife on the Jubilee together, and now he comes into the live. So I love that.
Sweet. Don't you love that when people that you've met come in and become a family member? I love it. Carmen for the win. Welcome in, Carmen.
Hello, Carmen. I won't say it. I'll let Bill say it.
What up, though?
I got made fun of last time for saying it. It wasn't authentic enough.
Ooh, Liz Simmons. Come on, Scott. It's on your side. What's her name?
Lindsay.
There's no N.
Lindsay.
Miss Simmons, welcome in.
Yes.
Sorry if I butchered your name.
What did she say? Sorry, I didn't. I remember.
Hi.
Speaking of cruises, we like the Islander. Oh, yes. Best cruise service other than the NCL. I recommend. That's 110%. Yes. Definitely. And I'm glad that they're still wearing their smiles. I was always under the assumption that it wasn't going to be just for the inaugural. I have a really good sense of like people senses, and every single one of those crew members just gave me genuine vibes. It wasn't fake smiles. It wasn't fake anything. So 100% Linz.
Give me 1 second. There we go. Boop. Okay. Dark Theme. Welcome in, Dark Theme. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, Dark Theme. Welcome in.
Kimberly Lavelle. Welcome in, Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly. Wait, where are we? Oh, there we are. Oh, hello, Aunt June, too. I think we skipped Aunt June. Hello, Aunt June.
Did I? I don't think I've gotten to her yet. Oh, I did. Aunt June. Uncle Brady, welcome in. Appreciate you guys coming in here. She's saying hello, Kimberly. How can you be a member there and no options on your channel? There's options, I believe. I don't know. I would have to take a look.
There's not options on my channel yet. We'll talk about my memberships. I have a membership out there, by the way. It's just not on YouTube. So we'll talk about
Yeah. Nettie and JT, welcome in. Nettie and JT, appreciate you guys being in here.
Hello, Nettie and JT. Oh, and I want to say something to Nettie and JT. I have a Thirsty Thursday or match game prize for you guys. If you could email me at controversialcruising@gmail.com with your mailing address, we will get that out to you too. I think it's a couple weeks backlogged. Apologize. But yes, Liz let me know that you have a prize waiting. So
they give out. You guys give out good gifts too. By the way, I just want to let you know that
we try.
Ken Goes Cruising, just popping in to say hello before I head upstairs to bed. They're in the UK, so it's night time over there. Ken, I always appreciate you stopping in just to say hi.
Yes, we do, Ken. Yes, we do.
Lizzie,
yeah.
Lizzie. Thank you, Eddie. Did I miss? I'm going fast, but Traveling Gilberts, are they in here?
Are they?
If they are, hello. If not,
Hello, Gilbs. Are the Gilbs here?
Life with Tanisha RN. Welcome in, Tanisha.
Hello, Tanisha. I was watching some of her videos earlier today too. She puts out a lot of good social media, like planning and like inspiration. So real good stuff. I'm getting into her videos.
Let's see. You got John P. Adventures. Welcome in, John. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, John P. Welcome in.
Scott, with that, I think we're caught up with the chat. Woo-hoo. So why don't we go ahead and get this party started?
Yeah, why don't we delve into some of the mistakes that we have made when booking cruises, so you guys don't make the same mistakes. So here are some of the mistakes to avoid, Bill, and I may or may not get to the entire list, but Bill, you are going to kick it off here. So why don't you kick it off with number one?
I will. And first of all, Ricky Ocean. Thank you for coming in on Instagram side, Ricky. I appreciate you being here. I'm sure you're on some cruise ship somewhere. Scott, my number one. No, and we're gonna stick kind of with cruising, but it's vacations in general. Know what type of cruise you're booking. One of the things that I can never understand is people that book a Carnival cruise, a family-friendly cruise, and complain about the number of kids on the ship. You got to know what you're booking, people. It takes a little homework, but if you don't like kids, avoid Carnival, avoid the summertime, avoid school recess, vacation time. Avoid those times. That's when kids are going to be the most on the cruise ships. So do a little homework and understand what you're booking. Virgin Voyages, adults only. Knock yourself out. No kids. For me, I can avoid kids, like especially Carnival XL class ships. You go to the adult level. Basically, they have a whole floor for adults only. We can get into what they're going through now because the adults there want to be able to bring their kids up, and it's like you're defeating the purpose of adult only. But understand what you're booking, and that's where a good travel agent should be there to help you. That's my number one, Scott. What's your number one?
Well, I just kind of want to echo off of that too. Whether you're using a travel agent or you're booking yourself, I think it raises a good awareness to start asking more questions to yourself and to your travel agent if you're using a travel agent, right? Because it's important that you are booking the right cruise for you. And with so many cruise lines out there and more coming, and so many cruises out there and more coming, right? I believe, and I'm a firm believer, that there is a cruise for everybody, right? Now, we may book that cruise and make some mistakes and then find out, oh, that cruise line wasn't for me. And it could leave a bad taste in your mouth and say, I don't like cruising. I'm never going to cruise again, blah, blah, blah. But if you were to do a little bit more homework, like Bill said, or ask yourself the questions, who am I bringing with me? Is this romantic? Do I care about kids? Are we going in the middle of the summer? Do I care about the ships? Where are we going as far as port stops? Is that important to me, right? When you start asking yourself more questions rather than just book a ship because it's popular, or book a ship because your neighbor told you to, or book a ship because your dog groomer's going on it, right? Your dog groomer and you have totally different wants, likes, and needs. So just because Mindy's going on it doesn't mean that it's the right cruise for you. So, right, like Warmstrong said, know the cruise that you're booking and ask yourself and those around you that are helping more questions. Why should I go on Carnival? Why are you referring Virgin Voyages to me? Is NCL's food really the best at sea, right? Start asking more questions, and I think you'll weed out some of the non-contenders rather than them in your mind be contenders because Mindy told you to go on it or whatnot. So sorry, just wanted to echo on that. So my number 1 and 2 on the list technically is going to be, and this is really, I guess, for those who are a little bit more financially strapped and or first-time cruisers, because I know that shock of booking a cruise, I have taken a lot of first-time cruisers. They're like, I don't have $1,500 to. We're doing this 6 months out. There's a payment plan. Oh, there's yes, you can pay it as you go. So my number 1 mistake not to make is, if you can avoid it, try not to book within the final payment window. Meaning, I believe it's 60 days before the cruise. If you book within that 60-day window, you're going to have to pay all of it up in one shot. $1,500, $1,200, $2,500, all right there. Boom. Pay it in full. If you book it months in advance, 6 months, a year, now we're even getting into further booking windows like Bill and I have discussed on other lives, a year and a half, 2 years out now, right? Now you have time to pay it off. And the cruise companies don't care how much you pay off or when you pay it off, as long as you have it all paid off by the final payment date. So my advice and the mistake to avoid the most is not booking within that payment window, so you don't feel that financial burden and you don't feel like you have to come up with X amount of dollars all to go right now on this trip. And of course, are there times and places where you might have to, like what I did with Warmstrong, where we booked the inaugural Margaritaville at the Sea and it was within the booking window? Yes, absolutely. But I already knew what I was getting myself into, and I already knew that we were within the final payment window, and I already knew that Margaritaville at Sea was taking my credit card. So, but that is my 1. If you can avoid it, especially as a first-time cruiser, to not book within that final payment window and enjoy a payment plan, I think you're going to find cruising a lot better.
Well, a lot less stressful.
A lot less stressful, yes, is what I'm trying to say. Yes, 100%.
Okay. Jennifer Gilbert, welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, Jennifer.
And also, Jennifer from Embarkation Nation, I believe, sent you a super sticker.
Oh, you, Jennifer. I don't know if we have anything to play, but we can play Bill's.
I'm gonna play mine. I don't have yours. I'll play mine for you.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Jennifer, thank you so much. And my number 3, I'm gonna kind of harp on something that you just said, but I'm gonna go through the chat real quick. Everybody saying hi. Keisha says, Scott, when did you level up? Congratulations. I left you something in one of your shorts.
You did. I did see that.
Sweet.
Thank you very much, Keisha. Yeah, it happened about 2 weeks ago. I'm not really one to, do a special live on it or do a celebration live, even though I probably should have. I'm just not really one to do that. So I am partially monetized now. I'm almost halfway, more than halfway to full monetization. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm just not one to kind of gloat about that. It's a great thing, a great accomplishment, and it's something that I've been trying for. But now you're going to see me even pump it up even more now that I'm monetizing. I'm going to be giving back to the community and doing all kinds of things like that. So no need to have a party for it. But thank you very much, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
And again, as I said, that I'm trying to go through the chat kind of fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm clicking on a few of you guys' comments
that are relevant. Yes.
But I'm trying so we can just get through the topic.
It is like a layaway, like Jennifer just said. It is like a layaway. You can think about it like that.
It is.
And a lot of people are better with payment plans, knowing, okay, let me budget myself. I can pay 125 this month, 125 next month, and then up until the cruise, I can give 100 and we'll be there. Cool.
Yep.
Well, now you're a lot less stressed than having to think you have to pay all this up in one big shot when you don't.
William Gilbert says with Carnival you can use Uplift in that situation. You can,
yeah.
And that's you can pay after you cruise.
Yes, I've done that. I'm actually still paying one off right now from last October. I did the slow payment plan. Don't come at me, but I did the slow payment plan.
You got life with Tanisha. We do not book less than 18 months before the cruise. We like booking at least 2 years if you can. I can't plan that far in advance, but the earlier the better, and it makes it easier as far as trying to plan.
Yes,
your payments.
Yes, 110%. I could have pictured Tanisha being like that though. Definitely a planner. 18, and honestly, you take away so much more stress from yourself than you even realize.
Look, I got Sluggo in here. Come on, leave Mr. Bill. Turn your head, Mr. Bill. We don't want to look at Sluggo. And for those not old enough, Sluggo was like Mr. Bill's arch enemy. So Scott, I am going to go with my number 2, and that's don't book a cruise without reading the fine print. I know nobody wants to read the fine print. Your travel agent tells you this and that, and you just say, okay, here's my money. I think that's a mistake, especially for first time or people that don't cruise a lot. Like I know the standard language of contracts for cruising, but I've read so many of them.
Yes.
And matter of fact, Margaritaville had something in their contract that really stuck with me. And let me pull that up real quick. This was very unusual, and I got it in here somewhere. Hold on. There we go.
This was actually in the contract.
This was in the contract, and I don't. Hopefully, you can read this, but it says gratuities and or service fees, property of the carrier. Any gratuities and or service fees paid by a guest are the property of the carrier and shall be used by the carrier in any manner or method and for any purpose that the carrier deems fit in its sole discretion. And that bothered me.
Heck?
That bothered me. So you're telling me the gratuities you take from me, that it doesn't necessarily have to go to the workers. It could go to the cruise line and they can do whatever they want to do with it. And that's one of the things that really bothered me. But those are the kind of things, if you don't read your contract, you don't understand, hey, at 100 days, you lose 25% of your deposit. Hey, at 60 days, you lose all of it. So you really need to read your contract and understand what you're signing, what you're getting into. So you heard about people that they didn't pay it off in time and they canceled the cruise. If you read your contract, it says it right there. And a lot of people don't do it. And people that are new to cruising or in any vacation, but cruising especially, they don't understand that, and they run into problems later on. And that kind of echoes on Scott as far as booking within the final payment window. Understand what that final payment window means. After the final payment window, anything that you pay, if you don't go, you lose.
Yep.
The Traveling Fools, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, Traveling Fools. I mean, I've been guilty of it too. You know, my second cruise ever, I paid it all off, and I still was living in New York. And unfortunately, this was out of my control. This was a weather-related issue. But of course, I didn't buy anything to protect myself for the flights, for anything. And I lost, I think it was like $1,100 total because I didn't read the fine print. And I didn't read, I didn't read the cruise contract. And boy, oh boy, was that a big hard hit at, I think, like 2023, 24, maybe 24, like 10 years ago. So yeah, that was bad.
Eddie, supposedly like Carnival, Carnival has, they show you the diagram of how much money they get from the tips and where it goes to your cabin steward, to your head waiter, to the maitre d', to the behind the scenes staff. They tell you what the money is used for. I've never seen it where, hey, we can do whatever we want to do with it.
They actually do get it. It is definitely less than the regular person thinks that a crew member is getting, because I have seen the pay stubs. So they definitely get tips for sure. Is it all allocated? I don't know, but they are definitely getting tips, and they're definitely getting a tip share. And this was a bartender, so they're definitely getting tipped out. Is it all of it? Is there some ranks? Do you get tipped do you get tipped more as you get higher? I guess that's a subject for argument, I guess. But they're all supposed to get tipped out the same.
Yeah. Hey, welcome in, Uncle Dave. Appreciate you coming in here. William Gilbert, I hate prepaid gratuities. I prefer to do the tipping myself to who gave great service. I always like prepay, or not necessarily prepay, but let the company take the gratuities out and tip along to whoever gives me great service. So a bartender, even though they get 18%, here's $1, here's $2 for a drink. The head waiter, my cabin steward, things like that. I like to leave a couple of dollars extra for them. But the Margaritaville, they literally put in the contract that, hey, the money that we're taking out for gratuities, we can do whatever we want. And that bothered me.
Yep. Hey, and you want to see somebody light up? Give somebody that's not supposed to get a tip that does something extra or gives you really good service, like somebody at the pizza place or somebody at the deli. Give them $1. Whew, that smile will stick with you for a long time. I'm telling you.
Well, that's what a lot of people don't understand. They cancel their gratuities and then they pay the people that wait on them. The money doesn't necessarily go back to the people behind the scenes, the people doing the laundry. If when you do it like that, and that's where the problem runs in. I would love to be able to pay everybody that helped me out, but you don't. You pay your cabin steward, you pay the people in the main dining room or whatever they call it, the restaurant. What Carnival calls it now. I don't want to get into that.
That's another lie.
You pay those, the bartenders. You pay them. Well, not necessarily bartenders, because they get it when you pay for the drink. But there's people behind the scene. The people in the buffet, they don't get a tip.
Nope. Give them $1. Just see what happens. Like even the people from Blue Iguana Cantina, I'm just challenging you guys. Give somebody $1 that gives you exceptional service that never gets a tip. Wait till you see. They will be shouting your name at Blue Iguana Cantina for $1 when they see you on the other side of the ship the very next morning.
Right.
I'm telling you, it goes a very long way for the people that don't expect it. And I mean, I think that's just a good life lesson. But as far as cruise lesson,
Elisa, welcome in, Elisa. Appreciate you being in
Hello,
here.
Lisa. We were talking about your Alaska video earlier.
We were got us motivated. We want to go back to Alaska. Emily, welcome in, Emily.
Hello, Em. Thank goodness you're not here in New York. It's so sad. I know it's probably
Oh, they
yucky.
might be getting the weather that we just is leaving us now. So
Oh,
it was heading east.
that rain.
Of course, we pay the gratuity and then tip as we go along. Yeah, and that's the way that I do, just to be sure that people behind the scene also get money, and that's one of the things that I'm big on. There's a lot of moving parts on a cruise ship, and they don't all necessarily get tipped when you tip the cabin steward.
Yep.
Like with Tanisha, we tip like Bill, pay in advance, and then bring extra for those who go above. Right, and the people that actually, I mean, even the buffet area, if somebody does something, they go get a drink for you or whatever they might do, give them a little extra. My opinion, you don't have to.
And here's a bonus tip. Bring, even though we're doing mistakes, but here's a little bonus tip. Make sure you bring like 50 or 100 singles, even if you bring some singles home, because they will still work at home, I promise you. But just so you have it and you don't have to pay $11.50 to an ATM machine on Margaritaville at sea.
I always try to have some singles with me, and just for that reason, just to pass out to people that kind of go above and beyond, or for whatever. I mean, some people, it might be just conversation that they might have with you.
Yeah, that's it.
Ross says, I always prepay the gratuities and I give cash tips to the stewards and others. Typically, I prepay the steward $100 and give them more the last night. And they appreciate. I believe they appreciate that.
Ross still gets chocolates on his pillows from Carnival.
If doing that, I probably would give them chocolates too.
double towel animals, chocolate hanging from the ceiling on your pillow.
Together we travel. Welcome in, Will. Appreciate you being in here.
Will.
All in my world. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Maintenance people as well. Right. There's a lot of people that you don't normally see. I've seen so many people, even like room service, because you pay a fee for room service, they don't tip the person. And do they get any of that? I'm not sure. Give them a couple dollars. No matter what they do, if they come to my cabin door to drop something off or do something, you get a couple more. You get a couple of dollars.
I meant All in My World was a new name for our Cruise Talk Live. That's what I meant.
She was in Bench with Bill. Yes.
Okay. New for me. Well, hello, All in My World.
New for us. Crystal wants to know: have we any of us done a Disney cruise?
Unfortunately, not. It is Disney's never really been my thing. I was never really a big amusement park or theme park goer when I was younger. I was my mom tells me I was actually scared of the Mickey Mouse and Donald when I was younger, so we never went back. But I was never really a big ride guy in the beginning anyway. So Disney really never really made the appeal. And then once I also found out there was no casino there, I'm not really a big gambler, but when you have a few drinks and you're looking for something to do at night, I like to pop in the casino every once in a while. And if there's not that, I don't know. It just hasn't been on the forefront of my mind to book at Disney. Will I ever? I'm not saying no, but right now it's not within the next couple of years for me. But I know they're coming out with brand new ships. Look beautiful.
All in My World. Well, we're kind of got off topic a little bit. This is it a mistake? Yeah, but it wasn't really one of our topics. We were talking about as far as tipping, and tipping was because Margaritaville has it in there where any tips that they take out of your payment or your that you give them for gratuities doesn't necessarily have to go for gratuities. So that's how
I would still say it would be a mistake. All in My World. I wouldn't say it would be a mistake as far as when you're booking your cruise, but I think that would be maybe a teaser for another live that we would do. That we would do mistakes when you're on the cruise, but I would, or pre-boarding the cruise. But I would say always make sure you bring at least 50 or 100 singles to have at your disposal. And if you bring them home, like I said, they still work at home. So doesn't matter.
Are you sure about that? I thought I
I'm
had
pretty
some
sure.
expire. I had some expire on my way home.
You probably had some of those Alaskan dollars, Bill. You probably changed your money in Alaska.
JJ's Adventures. Welcome in, JJ's Adventures.
JJ's Adventures. Hello, JJ.
Yeah, all in my world. Yeah, I was in Bill's live
Yes.
premiere video and Bachelor with Bill.
We appreciate you coming over.
Have either one of you been on the Norwegian Dawn cruise ship? I have not.
I have. Back in 2011. Yes, I was 2011. That was a cruise when I was 19 turning 20, and we went with a bunch of neighborhood friends and couples that my parents were friends with, and yeah, we were story for another day, let's just say. But it was a good ship. It's a little bit older, I know that.
Yeah. Airy Frog, welcome in, Airy. Appreciate you being in here, my friend.
Hello, Airy Frog. Welcome in.
Trap Vision 3D, welcome in.
Trap Vision, what's up?
Uncle Dave, I always prepaid gratuities and also bring $100 in ones and tip those that give me good service. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
You get better service too. And watch $1 goes a long way on a cruise ship.
It does, especially for bartenders. That's why I hate those mechanical bartenders on Royal, some of the Royal ships. You can't bribe them. Here's a couple of dollars. Here's $5. You get a long pour. Anyway, that's a different story.
1, 2.
Scott, what's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is going to be. Oh, yeah, you actually kind of touched on this, but we'll touch on it again. And I think it's booking at the height of summertime or booking at the height of a holiday time, without the fact in mind that it's going to be crowded. Okay, if you are booking on a certain holiday or on a certain celebration occasion, with the fact that the cruise is going to be packed or sold out or booked, then okay. But I think a lot of people or new cruisers in general, or cruisers just in general, seasoned cruisers too, will book at the height of summer or in the height of a holiday and forget about exactly how crazy that ship is going to be. And now some people love the crazy. I'm one of those. I probably love the crazy. So the more people for me, the better. The more good people anyway that I can recharge around.
Right.
But if you are one of those that are like, okay, I wanted to go on a nice quiet cruise, or I wanted to go on a romantic getaway, or I wanted to go somewhere where there's no kids, booking in the height of summer or booking when kids are out of school is not the right way to go. Not the right way to go. And if you are going to do that, I would start asking more questions about maybe is Virgin Voyages, fit for me? Is that something that I would go on? Or maybe, like a princess or a celebrity, more of a luxury style cruise where, sure, will there be kids? Absolutely will there be kids, but there'll be less kids. And I think you would have a more enjoyable time rather than going on a Carnival Pride in the middle of summer where it's like, I don't know, 87% kids.
It is. It's there. You have to watch when you book. But that goes back to what I was saying as far as knowing what you're booking.
Yeah. Knowing what you're booking.
Let's see. I'm see if I missed anybody. I don't think I missed anybody. People are talking. We appreciate you talking in the chat. But we are running out. We have about
time to book a cruise, Bill, or anybody in the chat too, aside from the height of summer. If anybody is in the height of summer, let me know, because I'm sure you have a reason, the kids or whatever. But when is your favorite time to book a cruise?
My favorite time is September.
Oh,
the kids are back in school. It's still hurricane season, so you kind of get a discount on the cruises. You run the risk of a hurricane,
of course,
but that's my favorite time. I'm really going on my first summer cruise, July 25th. I'm going on the Carnival Firenze, and that'd be the first time. 2 days after my birthday. That'd be like it's gonna be a birthday cruise for me. All my cruises, I've never done a birthday cruise because I don't like going in the summertime.
Of this year,
We'll
Bill?
see how this works. This year, yeah, because this is couple 2 weeks from now.
Well, I actually know a musician on the Firenze, so we'll talk off air.
Yeah, let me know.
Let me know. I didn't know that you were going on the Firenze. Now I want to go.
Let's see. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. Crystal, have you ever had a close call, missed the ship at a port? Love the clips of the runners.
I have never been a runner. I have never even been close to being a runner.
No, not even close. I think I'm one that I feel bad for people. I feel bad for people because they didn't mean to miss it, but they didn't understand the ship time. Nobody took the time to explain it to them. A lot of stuff.
Alcohol.
Blame it on the alcohol. I think a lot of people. I think travel agents need to inform people better.
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Ship time and land time is completely different, or could be completely different.
Could be. You don't know. Kimberly Lavelle, December 28th through the 3rd will be crazy. Probably. It's it's a New Year's Eve cruise. It's probably one of the most expensive times to go. I went on the Jubilee because it was cheaper than going on New Year's Eve. Nancy B, the Scratcher, welcome in, Nancy B. Appreciate you being in here.
However, I don't think there will be a lot of kids on that one. There may be. I think there may be some winter break, but I just don't think there's going to be as many as if you were to be in the height of summer. Crazy though, to answer her question, will it be crazy? Yes, and I think it should be crazy for given the time that you're going. So a good crazy.
I think it's going to be crazy because schools are out then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like spring break. I mean, it's going through spring break. It's going to be crowded.
Or okay, so I guess if you're considering kids like 18 to like early 20s, still, I think you could definitely get a lot of those for sure. Because you're right. A lot of colleges will be out too.
Young man, we got to get you with a family. That's when you have kids in school, you go in the summertime, you go during the Christmas time. Those are the times that you get the school breaks.
Yeah, no, you're not
the spring break. Those are like the 3 major times for traveling with kids. If you don't want to take them out of school,
you're not wrong.
William Gilbert says September.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like October. October is one of my favorites.
Tanisha agrees with you. February is our favorite time for anniversary in October because it's also September, October, right? Those are the times to me are the best times. Kids are in school, no holidays. You kind of at the end of hurricane season. It's still warm in the Caribbean.
Yep. And I still do like a little bit of crazy. So in October, I'll usually go on a Halloween cruise. So, it's not as crazy as maybe a New Year's Eve, but it's pretty crazy. And I like dressing up too.
So. Nancy B, you didn't have to, Nancy B. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's going to go to the equipment fund. I need a new camera. I don't need it. I want one. So the needs and wants are so different. But hold on, Nancy, I have something for you. Somewhere in here. Let me find it.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money.
Nancy, I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Nancy. All right, Bill, do you want to hit us with your next one, or do you want to try to make it down in the bottom of that? I know.
Well, I'm going to skip some of these. There's a couple of things I want to hit on, and then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the chat or go back to the list. How do you not know? So many resources. Yeah, a lot of people don't read. They just assume.
Head in the sand. Legit.
And Traveling Fools going on the first cruise with you, Scott.
And I'm going on 4 days before you just to warm up the ship and just so I can get my know-abouts about the Carnival Glory, even though it's a very, very small ship. I want to make sure that your first cruise, Traveling Fools, is a good one. So
Globees Travels, welcome in.
Globies, hello, Gloria, welcome in.
And remind me, when is hurricane season? June through October.
October, yeah. Yep.
I mean, June is like the beginning of it. The season that we're having right now is a little early. Normally, the waters don't warm up this fast. So right now we're seeing a lot of action out there. But June through October.
Usually a little bit later, like Bill said, later than this. So the fact that we've already had barrel this early is, I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but
Ross says transition April till November.
Could be, yeah. Sometimes it could be early November too.
Somebody, there's a couple people in here saying April to November. April is not. When you look at the true, can you have a hurricane during April? I think when you look at it, if you go to any website, it's going to tell you like early June 1st probably. But I'm not 100% sure. So always look it up. You're on the internet, so people look it up. And Scott, I think I'm skipping by. Tanisha says hurricane season June 1st through November 30th. Scott,
JJ also says this will be our first cruise. My sister is the booking agent, so that's pretty
sweet.
Cool. I know you'll
Scott,
have some.
Scott, you got a super sticker. Super sticker.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No, I'm just joking. Whenever I buy a scratch ticket now, though, Nancy B, I always think of you and Pete. As I'm buying it, I'm like, wow, I hope I can scratch this and be like Nancy B and Pete.
I know, right? I do the same thing. I think about them every time I buy one.
Every time, man.
Cruise Nuts, you came in earlier, but I'm gonna say hello again. Scratching Pete, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, Pete.
And Crystal, thank you so much, Crystal. You didn't have to, but thank you so much. Hold on.
Aww.
And I think I lost.
Amazing.
They are.
Here we go.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
I'm surprised nobody's asked me if I'm drinking vodka out of a bottle. It's not vodka, it's water, people. It's San Pellegrino. I'm surprised nobody's like, Scott's drinking vodka out of a bottle. No, it's not thirsty.
Capture amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to read what Crystal wrote. Capture amazing memories. What kind of camera you're thinking about? Remember, you have the ability to be awesome, sending so much love and light, guys. Thank you so much, Crystal. I really want the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I have the Pocket 2, but I want the DJI Pocket 3. Savage Batman. Welcome in, Savage Batman.
Hello, Batman. Welcome in. Welcome in.
And if I skipped anybody, I do apologize. Welcome in, everybody.
A couple up from that is the Adventures of Traveling Mike. Another Mike.
Hold on, let me see. The Adventures of Traveling Mike. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
Mike.
Appreciate you guys being in here. Just trying to rush through here so we got about 8 minutes left to get through a couple more of these. So
I know all in my world. Said if I was drinking from vodka from the bottle, we have another problem. I know. Tune in for tomorrow for that. No. All right, Bill, I think you are next. Yes, you are next.
We're going to make this quick. People picking the wrong type of cabin. I'm hearing an echo somewhere. Anyway, do a little research on your cabin. For me, I like an interior cabin, basically because I'm cheap and I don't mind not having a window. But if you're claustrophobic and not having a window bothers you, don't pick an interior cabin. It's going to ruin your cruise. If you want to feel the breeze, get a balcony. But understand that some balconies are obstructed. Some balconies are
extended.
some balconies are extended. Because for me, you had said it earlier about a romantic cabin or a romantic trip. For me, a romantic trip would be like a aft facing balcony.
Yes.
For a couple. So just do some, and you know, I'm gonna rush through this real quick, but watch where your cabins are. If you get motion sickness, center of the ship, lower deck is where you there's less motion of the ship.
Good tip right there, Bill. Good tip.
If you go to the end or to the bow or the aft, you're going to run into problems because those are the ones that, if you picture like a pencil going up and down, the axis point is right here in the middle. It's going to move a lot less. So, but let your travel agent know if you do that or do your own research. Scott, anything added to that, or do you want to go to your next one?
No, I think I want to add to that because, I think for me, right, I book all different types of cabins in different multitudes. And I think for me, it's by subject to subject basis. For me, it depends on who I'm going with to depend on what kind of room I get, right? And what I mean is if I take a first-time cruiser, most of the time I am looking to try to book a balcony with them if it is in that financial budget to book a balcony, because there is nothing like being a first-time cruiser and having access to a balcony and then knowing that it's out there and then being able to book an interior your next time and say, oh, okay, cool, it's just an interior, but I had the balcony my very first cruise. And like I said, there's no other reaction than seeing a first-time cruiser see the ship that they're going to be on for the next 4 or 5 days, and then secondly having that person walk into the room and see that there's a balcony that they can actually go out on. I mean, I've seen countless reactions to that, and I believe if it's possible as a first-time cruiser and you're on a ship that has a decent amount of balconies, to get a balcony. Now, of course, has there been times when I've been cheap like Bill and just been like, hey, I need to get on this ship for the cheapest that I possibly can. I need the room next to the kitchen. I don't care how much noise they're making. I don't care if I got to put a pillow over my head. Sell it to me. I'll sleep in it. Definitely been there. And then there's also been times when I've gotten extended balconies for different various reasons. I've gotten extended balconies. I've gotten aft balconies. I've never have I ever, and I will say this right now, never have I ever had a suite, because there have never been a time when I booked with, 3 or 4 people where we were actually able to split the suite and make it make sense, because I'm not paying like $6,000 for a suite on, I don't know, the Carnival Magic or something like that. It's just not happening. But I think for me, it's subject to who goes with me. Depends on what type of room I book for myself and my guest. So
I'd say I've booked like for a romantic trip the suite, because a lot of the suites have like a bathtub in it and all that other good stuff. So I mean, it depends on what you look for. That's where your travel agent should be helping you out with.
Yes, that's a great one though, Bill. I really like that one.
Marjorie said, "Controversial cruising, be my date on Virgin Voyages in 2025."
Maybe.
Kimberly, the front end of the ship and the back of the ships are going to be the worst places.
Yep.
A lower floor, it might help you up there because it wouldn't pivot as much. Right. But is it going to be terrible? No, I've been in both, so no, it's not. For me, it's not terrible. But if you're prone to motion sickness, that's where the most of the motion is: the front of the ship and the back of the ship.
And just bring patches or Dramamine, even if you are or aren't, just to make sure that you have them with you, in case you do need them. So,
Scott, I thought you were drinking wine from the bottle.
I thought somebody was definitely going to say something.
Danny and JT. Out of 17 cruises, I've had 3 inside rooms, 2 ocean views. Now it's only balcony. I need the outside.
I need the outside. You're right. Got to know what you're.
The last balcony I had, I spent 15 minutes out there, and I said, never again will I pay extra for a balcony. There's nothing out there. I like to go to the Lido deck. I don't sit out there. It would be different maybe if I had a date or something like that. But even then. I like to get out on the ship and until it's nighttime, and then maybe at nighttime I would go out there for a few minutes. Daytime, I'm never there. I'm always out mingling.
I'm an early
Oh,
riser, so I would be out there at 3 a.m. Watching Jimmy the
my
Astute Tourist and having
goodness.
my cup of coffee.
Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate you being in here.
Hello, Kim and Scott. Yes, I know, Bill. You think I'm crazy.
No. That's what you like. Yes, but yes, you could. But you can still have coffee, and I would prefer to be upstairs. I like to people watch.
Eh.
I'm not in this case. I mean, there's nothing special to being on your own private balcony, as far as I'm concerned.
We're
just
different cruisers.
that's
We can cruise together.
you have to know what you want.
Mm-hmm. Bill would be up on the Lido having his cup of coffee. I'd be outside by myself having a cup of coffee on the balcony. So there you go.
Scott, yours, number 6.
Mine. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is actually good. I actually moved this one up, and I think this might be the last one that we have time for. So booking any travel or a cruise. Well, actually, no. Let's just say booking a cruise with the cruise's travel insurance. And now what I'm saying here, and I want to be very clear, I'm not telling you not to book travel insurance. What I'm telling you not to book and make the mistake of is booking the cruise line's travel insurance, because most of the time there are going to be a lot of hoops and fine print that you're going to have to read in order to get coverage. And most of the time when you think you have the coverage that you paid for, you go back and then somebody blows up the fine print. It's like, well, actually flat tires and snow doesn't cover it. I'm sorry. And then you're just out the money. Whereas if you would have bought an year-long Allianz plan or a 6-month or even a month plan privately, sure, may it be a few extra dollars. It's really not like $100 more. It's only a few extra dollars. And sometimes, depending on when you actually look for that travel insurance, it could be cheaper. But booking travel insurance through the actual company itself, Allianz, I know there's a couple other ones out there too, but booking through the actual travel insurance company and getting yourself covered. I had a year-long plan. I had let it lapse, so I have actually taken the last 3 cruises with no travel insurance. Don't tell on me. I'm telling you guys the truth. But I am set to get myself another year-long plan because that was good, and their coverage on the Allianz year-long plan, I mean, there's almost nothing that's not covered.
Right.
Exaggerating a little bit, but they cover you. They do.
No. And I just recently picked up that plan. They had a plan. I paid $280 for a year.
That's not bad.
But no, they had a cheaper plan. My biggest fear is the being airlifted off the ship.
Oh, yes.
So that's my biggest fear. As far as like missing the ship and all that, that's the chance you take. But that one, I mean, you could be talking $20,000 or $30,000.
Yep.
So
right.
and then or getting into a foreign country, and that you're taking a lot of chances with that.
You paid $280 for the whole year.
I'm sorry.
$280 for the whole year.
For the whole year, where Carnival's was like $49 per cruise.
Yeah.
I've done enough cruises where I'm paying more by getting the individual insurance from the cruise ships. Right. Now, would it be every year like that? Maybe not. But I'm like you with the fine prints. Who knows?
Yeah, you're paying more and you're getting less coverage. Like, figure that out.
So, yeah.
What?
Jimmy, I appreciate you being in here.
Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy.
It is 8:00, and I know there's some other people coming on.
Sure.
So, do you want to do another one, or do you want to, get ready to sign this off?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can definitely sign off. We got through 6. We always set our write-up a little bit larger than we always get through, but we could always make this a part 2 because I know there is another part that we wanted to get to at the very bottom, which we are not going to get to. So maybe next week we can push off what we were going to do next week, push it off to the week after, and then we can do like a second part of this because there's at least 5 more mistakes to get through and definitely one segment that Bill wants to touch towards the end of this.
Which one is that?
That would be that the questions to ask yourself before a cruise. And
well, that's yes.
Yeah.
Maybe people in the chat, if you could leave a comment on the video, we would appreciate it. Do you prefer us going through the chat and talking in the chat, or do you prefer us just talking about whatever our topic is? Because a lot of times we get kind of caught up, and I'm kind of long-winded at times. And Scott, he talks a lot.
No,
Nothing personal, Scott. Do you prefer more of a podcast type of a feel where we have a topic and we literally sit up here and we talk about it, and you guys talk among yourself in the chat, or do you prefer us not getting through the topic and interacting with you guys?
Yes. Because we don't want to take the live aspect away, because I know a lot of people like that. But if you guys like this, me and Bill have another idea kind of in the background, set up, and there could be a multitude of ideas that piggyback off that one idea, and Bill kind of knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. But we don't want to take this live away, because we love coming up here and we love chatting with you guys. But again, we also want to be a little bit more informative for you guys, and we want you guys to show up knowing that you guys are going to learn something from us each week. We want to be entertaining, of course, but we want you to learn something and take something away from this every week.
And I'm looking at some of the things coming in now, and all that would mean would be cut back on what we plan on talking about, and let the chat kind of dictate our which way we go, because I know there's so many things that I've probably passed up, and talking with the people in the chat. Maybe, as you said, Scott, maybe a podcast where we just go through the topics and just come on here and interact with people. But that's what we need we need your feedback as far as what you like.
100%. And I definitely like the fact that we can interact and definitely do the live show and things like that. But there's definitely more things on the horizon. And I think there's, since we're both in a content creator space, I think we have enough content creator energy to bring you guys something even into it. In addition to this, I shouldn't say better, because it's not going to be better. But in addition to this.
But and there's a lot of things like, we're going over right now a little bit. There's, somebody coming on at 8:00. So we're kind of infringing on their time, and you guys giving us an hour of your time right now. Is it fair of us an hour and a half, 2 hours, when you have a lot of other people in our own little community going live?
Yep.
And that's what we're trying to avoid. But apparently we can't get through our topic in time in an hour. But the podcast, we can actually, what we had to talk about, we probably could have done in 35, 40 minutes. So we could probably do a podcast and just interact with you guys in the live. So we're gonna talk about it, but leave a comment, let us know what you think, what you would like, and from this particular show. I have my banter with Bill. Matter of fact, banter with Bill tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. New time for banter with Bill tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time, not 5. It's 6 p.m. Eastern time, which is going to lead right into Thirsty Thursdays with Scott. So make sure you come check us out tomorrow. But that way, I know it's going to be 1 hour. So whatever I'm talking about tomorrow, 1 hour, go right into Scott.
I love it.
Phrasing. So 1 hour, and then Scott's going to take over the show.
Yes, and thank you. If you guys could go over to the actual comments after this is done, and give us a little feedback about interactions in the chat, or if you would like a podcast, or if you would like both. I think it would be easier for us to read it in the comments as I'm reading them all here, 110%. But again, we want to be respectful to everybody's time. I got about 4 lives that I'm going to be watching after this. I'm going to go over to Funnelhead's live. I'm going to go over to Keisha's live. I'm going to go to Antoinette's at Fun's Funds Live, and I'm also going to go over to Across the Waves. So you guys will see me in all 4 of those chats, but we definitely want to be respectful. The only thing that I want to say in signing off, I know everybody knows where they can find me, you know, tomorrow in the Sea Wave Lounge and all that. But I have started a cruising community that I will put in the description. And if one of my mods wants to drop it and they have the link at their disposal, definitely drop it. This is something that I'm going to end up capping at one point or another. And then I will open up some memberships on YouTube. But this membership, whether you choose the free one or you choose the paid one, is going to be capped to keep it very intimate and very close. Because that's just the way that I want to keep it. And it is done through an app. If you want to do it through the app, you can. Otherwise, you can use it just as a desktop. So that's all I want to close with, because I want to grow that community, because I love the interaction with cruisers. I love talking about cruising and all that nerdy cruising stuff. So.
And I do too. And Scott, and that's the way I feel about this. I feel my banter with Bill is more of like interacting with people in the chat. But this show, because I have you here with me, I love the interaction and hearing what your thoughts on different cruise topics and the people in the chat. And it could literally go on for 2 hours.
Yes,
you know, easily.
Especially us.
Well, especially you know, I run my mouth and you run yours, but literally for 2 hours. I just don't. I think it's like prime time now, 7 to 9. It's like prime time. You got a lot of channels going on. And, you know, being respectful for other channels, as Kimberly said, I think that's better. But I feel like I'm skipping over so many comments in the chat that I feel like I'm disrespecting the people in the chat too.
We'll definitely talk about it though, for sure.
Yep. What else, Scott? What else do you have going on?
That's it. I mean, everybody knows where they can find me for the most part in the Sea Wave Lounge.
Guy. He's still good now. He don't even want to, you know.
I just wanted to talk about the cruising community. You know, that I think that right now is on the forefront of my mind. I think that's
okay.
Very important. I'm trying to do a lot of touch points within there. I put it on my Instagram too, the Controversial Cruising Instagram. So there's the link there if you want to join. But yeah, I'm putting a lot of energy into that, going in every day, sharing some pictures, sharing some polls, and really trying to interact with every single person in there and trying to get to know them on you know, a real personal level. So, you know, that I think that's something that's you know, not a lot of creators are doing within memberships, and I'm a real community guy, as you guys know. So yeah, that's really means a lot to me. So. And I know some of you are already in here. I see some of the names that I've already interacted with. Keisha's in there. Bill's already in there. Chris and Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts are in there. Will and Jennifer Gilbert are in there. So we got a bunch of people in there and more to come. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this show. I'm excited for our podcast. I'm excited for what's to come. And I'm excited for these 4 lives after this show.
Well, Scott, you're doing a great job growing your community. I wish I had your energy. So great, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
With that being said, and closing out, as I always normally sort of kind of do, Scott reminds me, my little catchphrase is, people, make sure you always stay strong and embrace the journey. And we're going to talk to you a little later. See you tomorrow, Banter with Bill, and Thursdays with Scott.
Yep. We'll do
Thanks everybody for coming in. Sorry?
I said we'll do part 2 of this next week.
Part 2 next week.
Yeah. We'll change the thumbnail.
Everybody, have a good night, and we will talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Give us a Cruise Talk live raid, too, if you guys go into Keisha's, Funnelheads, Antoinetta Fun, or Across the Waves. Give us a little.
There's so many great channels going on right now. So that go check them out. Spread the love around. Talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.